Again, my name's Aileen. Welcome to the Connecticut Children with Incarcerated Parents premiere of Halfway Home, A Father's Story. First, I want to extend our deepest gratitude to the father who was featured in the film, Thelbert, who goes by Nook, his children, William and King, and their mother, Ebony, whom will be with us later today. Their willingness to open up their lives, their hearts, and their homes to help us to better understand how reentry can impact a family is invaluable. We hope that their vulnerability, generosity, and bravery will lead to an increased awareness amongst all of us, an increased understanding, and hopefully some policy and practice change that will make the experience a little easier for parents and children who are involved with the criminal justice system. I also want to thank the Department of Correction and Parole and our Halfway House providers, Community Solutions, Inc., and Community Partners in Action. They participated in the filming of this documentary. The footage was originally recorded as part of the DCTV, Purple State's Frontline, and New York Times' project called Life on Parole, which many of you may have heard of. There were several screenings occurring throughout the state a few years ago. For Life on Parole, the video makers followed 12 men and women during their reentry process from a Connecticut correctional facility into the community. Filming began in the fall of 2015, so this footage is a little older. After filming, our initiative reached out to one of the editors, Jeff Arak, and asked him if they had any footage that really kind of showcased the parent-child relationship and how the reentry process impacted their relationship and them as a parent and as a child. And Jeff presented to us the story of Nook and his family, and we are so very grateful. I also want to thank all of you for attending today. Your presence demonstrates your recognition and appreciation of the importance of families who are involved with the criminal justice system and how that system impacts parents, children, and other loved ones. We're excited to share with you the story of Nook and his family. He's a Connecticut father as he reenters the community through a Hartford-based residential program and tries to connect with his kids. You'll see how his primary motivating factor is his children. You also see how some of the rules of the Halfway House, Parole, and Housing Authority, and a new law impacts his ability to connect with his kids in the way that he is hoping to. You will also see how he bends the rules at times in order to try to be with his children. You will also hear some strong language. I should probably give a heads up to those, although we're all adults, so I think we can handle it. It is important to note that this is one man's and one family's story. Although there are common themes to recognize, and we hope to discuss several of them during our panel discussions, we do want to emphasize that all families are different, their experiences are different, but we want to honor and listen to the stories that we are gifted to hear. On our panels, we'll hear from individuals who have not faced as many perceived barriers to connect with their loved ones during their incarceration and reentry, and maybe some that have. You will also hear from agency leaders about the programs that are being put in place to intentionally support a parent-child relationship during incarceration and reentry. You'll also hear from legislators on their thoughts on supporting the parent-child relationships during incarceration and reentry. Recent research has demonstrated the importance of supporting parent-child relationships. We now know that having an incarcerated parent has been identified by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention as an adverse childhood experience, leaving children vulnerable to lifelong negative health consequences. Parental incarceration is independently associated with higher rates of learning disabilities, ADHD, behavioral problems, emotional dysregulation, and developmental delays in children. However, research has also demonstrated that maintaining contact with a parent decreases a child's stress response, thereby protecting the child from the most harmful effects, physiological effects of parental separation. Maintaining contact with family has also been shown to improve institutional behavior while a parent is incarcerated. And it has also been shown to reduce recidivism, thereby increasing public safety. With 1 in 14 children having had a parent incarcerated that they have lived with, it is imperative that we commit ourselves to understanding the impacts greater, to looking for ways to do things better, and making the changes necessary to improve our supports for children and families. Again, we thank you for taking the time to join us today. We hope that you enjoy our film and our panel discussions. So now let's get started.